Hello and welcome to a brand new podcast. This is called The Review Lab. I am your host and creator, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Harry and I am joined by my wonderful girlfriend who I've also roped into doing this. Blackmailed. And the creator of Bobbles Bakes, Miss Maddy. Hello.
Hello.
That sounds really weird. Hello, nice to meet you. Welcome to the job interview.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels like a job interview.
A bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But no, so just to get started, the Review Lab is this podcast, but it's also a blog that I started. Are you taking a mick out of my hand movements already?
Yeah, they can't see you.
I know, but now I've said it out loud, sounds like I'm just like doing really rude gestures. So the Review Lab is a blog that I started around 2020 to kind of talk about all things pop culture, film, TV, comic books, games. And for a while now I've been thinking of doing a podcast for it that I'm thinking of releasing in June. This obviously isn't June. But the reason I've decided to do a very special kind of pre-episode, I guess, is because, as you can tell by the title of the episode, we were very fortunate enough to go to the world premiere of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore last week. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about it, talk about the film, because this is being released when the embargo lifts, and then kind of quiz each other on our Harry Potter knowledge. But a bit about Maddy.
I feel like I'm quite at a disadvantage at the knowledge part.
No, I think you're more than that, because you're currently reading the books.
Yeah, but I haven't read all of them.
Yeah, but the questions I've got are very much about the Fantastic Beasts films and easy early knowledge of the films and the books. But that's a bit about the Review Lab. A bit about Maddy, obviously my wonderful girlfriend, someone that I very much was like, please do this with me, no pressure, but I'm going to talk to you about it every day for a week and ask you to do it.
More than a week.
No, I'd say it's about a week. It's very last minute. It was when we got the tickets I was thinking about it.
Yeah, but that was about 3 weeks ago.
No, but it wasn't until we went to it, I was like, no, maybe we should, it'll be really good to...
You've been planning this for a while.
Yeah, a little bit. But you also have a baking business, Bobbles Bakes.
I do.
Do you want to plug it a little bit?
Yeah, it's I
feel like it's just at Bobbles Bakes.
I think it's underscore. Let me check. I can't even plug my own business. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and if you search Bobbles Bakes, I'm sure we'll come up because it's a bit of a weird, funky name. So on Instagram, it's at Bobbles_Bakes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to put all the details in the description anyway.
Lovely.
But it's something that you start... Because, well, I feel like we should explain a little bit about us for people that don't know us as well. Very quickly. We met during lockdown.
Yeah.
It's 2022, in case you don't know the date, and, look at your phone, but whatever.
Time travel.
We met during lockdown.
We did.
Over Tinder. Fucking love Tinder, by the way. Just for meeting you.
I don't fucking while.
I don't like Tinder in general, but I like the fact we met, obviously.
Yeah, I like people's reaction when we go, how do you make Tinder? That right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, it's always like, no more questions, please.
Spoke for a few months. Met when the lockdown started to lift.
Yeah. Well, you were in you were the other side of the country.
I was in Portsmouth, you already said it, so it's fine. I'm not there now, so they can't find me. And then... Well, yeah, true. But, so we started speaking, lockdown started lifting and we met. And then I basically moved in with you for 9 months.
Yeah, you came to stay with me for my birthday.
Then Boris was like, we're going to do another lockdown. No?
Yeah,
You might listen to this. So we met during lockdown, obviously.
We did.
I basically moved in after... Came to stay for your birthday. And then basically Boris came out and was like, we're doing another lockdown.
Yeah.
So I stayed with you for a good 9 months.
Yeah.
Around that.
Yeah, and now
so you very much threw into the deep end.
Yeah.
And then you launched Bobbles Bakes during that time as well.
Yeah, I quit my job because
it was
awful.
Yeah. Don't go into retail, kids.
Yeah, save yourselves. And then I had a lot of stuff happen. I just kind of needed to mentally sort myself out, if you will. And I've always done baking, and it's
quite a calming thing, I've seen.
Yeah, and everyone was kind of went, I'll pay for this. I went, okay, give me money.
But
and that's kind of how it started.
To be fair, you've been doing really well with it as well.
Yeah, it has its ups and downs.
Let's jump straight into it. We're not gonna because I'm releasing this.
Jump straight into after the 10-minute intro.
Well, it's not. Oh yeah, but 7 minutes. So lots of people don't tick, but
What
so
an idiot.
this is being released when the review embargo lifts. So this is being released on Tuesday, the 5th of April, around 3 p.m.
Well, hopefully after.
Hopefully, yeah. We're not going to spoil it. We'll do non-spoilers because I don't know. Well, no, we'll. Obviously, this is being released before the film releases, so obviously, if you don't want to know anything about the film, you probably shouldn't be listening anyway.
Yeah, we won't drop like a...
We're not going to tell you what Dumbledore's secret is, or secrets, because obviously, that's rude. We will do
That's rude!
I don't know.
That's quite naughty. Slap
That's
on the wrist.
naughty. But that really hurt my
I was
hand,
going to say,
actually.
it sounds...
So we're going to do non-spoilers first, and if we feel like we want to kind of delve into spoilers, we will make sure we put a big kind of spoiler warning before.
Can I talk about my favourite scene that's not well, it's not my favourite scene, with the frying pan and the
Yeah, stuff like that's okay. Yeah. But if we feel like we're going to
frying pan
if we
and
feel
the
like
niffler.
if we feel like we're going to delve into spoiler territory, I will make sure that we will clearly say there'll be spoilers. There'll be time codes below as well, because I'll make sure there's time codes so you can skip forward and then come back to it at a later date. But obviously, if you don't want to know nothing about this film, I highly suggest listening to this after the film releases. But we'll address basic things like who's in the film and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But I feel like we should talk about the actual premiere itself first, because that in itself is kind of mad.
I was not expecting to walk on a red carpet, and a bit of pre-warning would have been nice, because me turning up in my ripped jeans and just a jacket, where people fully turned up in like ball gowns.
Yeah.
Like normal people, not like obviously stars would. And I was like, I feel very underdressed.
Yeah, I turned up in a shacket, which looked fair, which was nice to be fair, but I turned up in a Rick and Morty jumper.
Yeah.
And
I was expecting to be like, oh, go through this door, take your seat, eat your popcorn, shut up.
Yeah.
It was lovely, don't get me wrong. I was very pleasantly surprised.
I was very happy with how they handled it.
Yeah, cheeky Tom Felton walked out in front of me.
Yeah, so basically, Maddy got the tickets.
Didn't bat an eyelid at me. Quite rude.
We still saw him though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice in itself. He seemed very nervous as well. As I know he only walked past us, but
the whole 3 seconds he shat himself.
he was probably really nervous to see us because obviously we're
Famous.
really famous, yeah. But
Please cut that bit.
So you got the tickets
I did.
through the Harry Potter newsletter,
I did.
which was lovely.
Correct.
And it was basically just a newsletter, but they were like, "Oh, first 200 people to claim gets a ticket." Because I've had so many people come up to me in work and be like, "How'd you get these tickets, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just that good." But in actual fact, we signed up to a Harry Potter newsletter because we're that big a fan.
I only signed up because I had it on another email that I didn't use anymore. And I didn't like my Patronus, so I was like, no, I'm doing that again.
It's because I got a Basset Hound and you were really jealous that I had a Basset Hound.
Yeah. I can't even remember what mine is now. I think it's something like it was a Minx.
Yeah.
Now. But yeah, I was just like, no, I'm doing it again. And I must have somehow just ticked that, sign me up for emails, just tell me what it is.
Yeah.
And it came through. And then I did it, I signed it, like, I only had to put in, like, my name, an email, or something like that.
Mm.
And I did it, I was like, have I just been scammed?
It was...
Because the email didn't come through, like, immediately.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
When you sent me the picture, I was really excited, but it wasn't until we were out at a shopping centre and we got the official, like, seat number and kind of
the more
the
details.
That's when I was like, oh, shit, we're going.
I'm not going to lie, even when we were queuing up, part of me was going... If they scan this, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah, I was really nervous. I was so nervous.
We'd hyped ourselves up so much.
We had spent a good 2 hours... Because basically how it worked, when you got there, it was at the South Bank Centre in London. And you had the people that were there for the film. We had entry time of 5:30, 6.
Yeah.
And you had the people that were queuing for the pens. And they were there from, like, the start of... a couple of hours earlier, yeah. So we were people watching for a good couple of hours because we just found it really interesting.
Yeah, because it was all starting to fill up, so we were like, and then like you'd hear them go like, "Woo," and you're like, "Oh, stand up, where's that?" Like,
And then we queue up, it's our time, you know, they scan your ticket, and you just think, there's like a media entrance and then there's a guest entrance, and you kind of think that you're just going to kind of go in the side entrance and go straight in. But then you get your wristband on and they go, right, up the stairs, round the red carpet.
they don't even say that, they just kind of just go, okay, next. And then you're just like, okay. So
like, it's very normal.
Yeah, like you're just following the red carpet where someone go, oh no, sorry, you can't come up this way, please use this door.
Yeah.
And they're just like, and they're not waving at you like, hi, come through. And we're like, Tom Felton's 2 meters away.
Yeah.
Like...
So I like the fact that they didn't rush you down the red carpet.
I hated, but I love it at the same time, that all these people queued up in the pens, they've been waiting hours.
Yeah, and like, some of them
we
looked
rock up,
amazing.
Yeah, someone had like a foot and a half tall, maybe even a foot, tall niffler, he had little gold coins, and I was like, I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah.
I want that. So yeah, but even so, they were waiting, like I said, they were waiting hours, and we just rock up on this red carpet like, hi, we're not famous, but...
I did want to gloat a little bit, but I did feel bad for people that like we said, they looked outstanding. But then I was just like, yeah, we're seeing the film. Like, thank you very much. What I liked about it, though, was that they didn't rush anyone through. You could walk down the red carpet. Okay, you couldn't, like, walk at snail's pace, but you got to take photos, but you were allowed to have your moment. And then when you were in there as well, when you got into the building... They had photo opportunities for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So you could take a photo in front of a standee or a couple of standees in front of a green screen by a professional photographer. So you could have your kind of Instagram moment and your all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed that kind of thing.
Mm. It was very much, you're at the premiere, you're not just seeing the film.
Yeah, you're not just at a screening, you are at the world premiere of this thing.
Whereas I thought it'd be much like, oh, you're at a screening.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yeah, and then you had to do the whole, you know, sit down, the cast come out before the film, they say a little thing like, thank you so much for being here, you know, we're really proud of this film.
We quite enjoyed people watching them as well. We were trying to work out who everyone was. Because obviously there's only a set amount of, there's hundreds of seats, so obviously they're not all going to be fans.
Yeah.
Because you had the stalls and then the balcony, and we were on the balcony. So I think some fans were in the front of the stalls, and that's obviously with the stars, and it must have been the press.
Yeah.
And all that. But then we had
the entire cast of Cursed Child in front of us.
Yeah, we didn't realise at first.
Mad.
I was going to say, you look... I was looking and going, you look familiar. Maybe I've just seen you walking around.
Yeah, it wasn't until I saw the guy who plays Ron Weasley, I think his name's like Thomas, I think. It wasn't until I saw him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, that's Ron Weasley.
Because we were just like, why are there loads of kids here? Why are there loads of kids?
Are they like... I don't know. It was weird.
Because there was like 3 kids sat together. I was like, oh, there's only allowed one guest. How rude. Like, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, wait. They're actually important. They actually deserve to be here. Yeah. I don't. I've just snagged some free tickets.
Yeah. Now, before we talk about film, I will address one thing.
Is it Frank Skinner?
No, I saw Frank Skinner as well. That was great.
You're weirdly obsessed with him.
He's great. I feel like he's such a nice guy.
You didn't talk to him.
I know, but we're like that. We're great friends. So, okay. We're big Harry Potter fans, right? We love Harry Potter. We love the Wizarding World. You know, it's one of those things that I grew up from when I was little. You're more you know it, but you're more recently starting to really kind of fall in love with it.
I never read the books until the last few months or so. But I watched them growing up. I remember whenever I was sick of school, I'd watch Goblet of Fire.
Nice.
That was my... Now, I don't know why, but I thought I'd be desensitized. Now, if I see it, I cry.
Yeah.
I cry at Cedric, God rest his soul. Bless him. Our little...
Batman.
Yep, I was going to say Edward Cullen.
Nice. You've got fangirls raging everywhere. Edward Cullen, I love Edward Cullen. He literally spends like 5 films just going, Bella. With no, I can't even. That's another topic altogether.
Yeah,
but we're big fans, right? It's fair to say.
Yeah, I've got a niffler.
You have
and Pygmy Puff. I've currently got Pygmy Puff slippers on.
You do.
So I'm the height of fashion.
Obviously, the Wizarding World and Harry Potter has been in the press recently because obviously of J.K. Rowling, right? Yeah. The only thing I'm going to say about that is, obviously we're talking about this in. You know, we love this thing and we were so fortunate to go to this thing. Obviously, some people don't like it at the moment because of J.K. Rowling. Me and you are very much of the fact of, we can separate the artist from the art. We can enjoy this kind of world and this thing that brings us happiness. We don't necessarily like or agree with J.K. Rowling's views.
Oh yeah, not at all.
I don't like the fact that there's people that have grown up, you know, in this world in such kind of somewhere that they feel safe and is now being tarnished by the person that created it. That's not fair. So if you love this world, just love the world. Separate the artist from the art. Just enjoy it. Just wanted to say that up front quickly. I didn't want people to think like, oh my god, they're fans of this. Absolutely fucking not. So let's talk about the film. Alright?
Okay.
The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah.
I'm just going to come out. I need my notes, to be fair. That would help.
My notes. I have made notes.
I'm really proud of you for making notes as well.
My first note says, I love Teddy.
Teddy the Niffler. The Niffler gets a name. So, to start off, I'm just going to come out and say it. I really, really liked this film.
I did as well.
I was very apprehensive going into it. I didn't want to admit it, but I was, because I enjoyed the first one. I think the first one's very magical and it's fun. The second one, it is my guilty pleasure, but I understand why people hate it, because it just doesn't focus on anything. It's not like it's written as a script. It's written as like a storybook where there's so many different angles and it doesn't all come together at the end.
I feel like this film does bring it together though.
Yeah, you can tell that because they bring on Steve Kloves, who wrote all the films from Prisoner of Azkaban onwards, I think. Please don't correct me if I'm wrong. But you can tell that they've actually brought on a proper script writer to write the script this time. As opposed to... Because for the first two, J.K. Rowling wrote the story and then she wrote the scripts. With this, she just wrote the story and then he mainly wrote the script. And I feel like you can definitely tell they've got some form of structure to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it flowed a lot nicer.
Yeah. So I do think people will be much... what's the word? They'll take this film a lot better. They'll be much more pleased with this film as opposed to the first two. Because it does go, right, this is the direction we want to head in, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just off the bat, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah.
I think the creatures are really, really cute as well.
I mean, they're always really interesting. I think... let's just get into it. So I think, for me, again, I like the fact you knew what to focus on. Because the focus is... You know, as opposed to the other ones, you don't really know. This one is all about Dumbledore versus Grindelwald. It's all about Grindelwald wanting to take power, like Voldemort eventually does. And he wants to basically wipe out Muggles. And he wants to be the kind of top cheese, I guess.
Yeah, he wants power. Power overall.
Excuse me. What I really like is... And this isn't a spoiler because this is in the trailers. But this is... Dumbledore goes into this film fully having to kind of get past the fact that he was in love with this man and this was something that they were going to do together, and they addressed that very early in the film. And he has to kind of go on this journey of accepting this love, but also accepting that this person that he fell in love with isn't a good guy, and having to kind of come into that own kind of realisation of, I'm going to have to face him one day.
Yeah, you find out a lot more about their relationship in terms of... You find out a bit about Dumbledore's sister, and throughout that you find out Grindelwald was there for that. Yeah,
you find out...
It's not just I thought you were fit. Let's make a blood pact. I was her in love. It was...
There's genuine connection behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really... Because, you know, it's called The Secrets of Dumbledore. You do find out, you know, secrets throughout. But I think the most interesting part for me was going into... You definitely see a new side to Dumbledore that you don't get to witness in any of the films from the Harry Potter series or the first two Fantastic Beasts. Obviously, he's not in one of them, but... You see a very much a vulnerable side to him in this one.
Yeah, but he's also still got that kind of... You'll find out. Like, he's got his plan.
He's still mysterious.
Yeah, but he opens up quite a bit.
But also, he's always really calming.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a calm presence. Even when he's, you know, something really bad has happened or something is going the way he wants. It's such a kind of calming.
Yeah, even seeing him duel.
I mean that's in the trailer. There's a part of the film, we won't say when and we won't say how, but there seems to be a form of duel between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. That's in the trailer. That's not a spoiler. It's
Yeah, but even when he's using his magic, right?
Yeah.
He's still on top of it. Do you know what I mean? He's still like, no,
Yeah, even when it
you can
looks
see
like
how he gets his reputation.
Yeah, even when it looks like he's losing,
he's 2 steps ahead.
But he's always calm. Even when he is losing, he's not freaking out. He's not going wrong. He's logical and he figures it out along the way.
Mm.
And I think Jude Law. I mean, I did put a tweet out about this, but
God, this again.
Right, look, I'm just going to address it in the room, okay? After this film, we came out and obviously, like we said multiple times, we were told when the review embargo lifts, but you're allowed to put social media reactions, right? So I put a tweet up basically saying that the only thing I would say is that Jude Law and Eddie Redmayne steal the show and they were astonishing. I got contacted by Warner Brothers and now that's on posters and stuff. And that's really cool. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm just saying I'm really famous now. But
no Paps, please.
No Paps. But I think Jude Law does steal this film. Is one of the stars that steal this film because I think he makes Dumbledore, like we've already said, he makes Dumbledore so vulnerable, but also really calm and he brings out such new elements that we weren't able to kind of see before, and I do think that works for this film.
Yeah, I agree. It sets it up for Jude Law. He said something in his interview on the red carpet, and it was like he's not trying to match Dumbledore. He's trying to, like from the Harry Potter films, he's trying to tell his story on how he got there.
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect way of putting it, and I think he's absolutely nailed it.
Yeah. There's one scene, again, I won't spoil it, but I spoke to it with you after the film. There's one scene I want to say it must be towards the end of the second act, start of the third act, and it's a scene, you'll understand what it is, but it's a scene between Newt and Dumbledore in this kind of shack, and it is so beautifully done.
Yeah.
It's
I instantly knew what part you're talking about.
It just made me very, very emotional. And also I want to say as well, I goddamn love Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander.
Oh, I'm so
he plays it with, I keep using the word vulnerability, but he plays it with such a kind of gentle and softness, and also this kind of vulnerability of, he didn't fit in, he didn't have many friends when he was growing up, but he cares so much about these creatures, and that is who he is.
Yeah.
But now he's put that aside and gone, people need my help and I'm going to do that. And he's
totally embodied the character.
Yeah. You don't think you're watching Eddie Redmayne play a character. You think this is just real footage of Newt Scamander. And I think he really shines in this one. I think this one's his best performance of the three. Especially towards the end of the film as well. Yeah, I thought he was really, really good.
I also really liked, obviously everyone, but Bunty's role.
I was very surprised by that one. Yeah.
She's, because obviously they kept introducing, and I was like, she is Trinity, but I can't place her. I was like,
she's only in a scene of the second one.
Yeah, and I was like, why is she being introduced as main character? But she does become a main character, and I'm absolutely here for it. I loved it.
I like the fact of, in the second one, it's very much, I really fancy Newt and I love him, even in that one scene. But in this, it's, I am my own character, and she plays a big role in this film. She's great. Briefly going through some other characters, I feel like we need to mention Grindelwald, Mads Mikkelsen. Obviously, it was Johnny Depp in the first two films. We won't go into any of that. I liked Johnny Depp's performance in the second film, personally.
Yeah, me too.
For me, I do enjoy Mads' take on Grindelwald. You can see that he's doing his own thing, but trying not to kind of branch, so it's just a different character altogether.
Yeah.
Is it a spoiler to talk about if they address it or not? Different characters? As in the changing actor?
No.
They don't address it. It is what it is.
This is now Grindelwald. He just looks a bit different.
I think it works better for that.
They've given him they haven't totally varied the look. It's still very much the same vibe.
Yeah, I think the biggest change, obviously apart from the actors, is the hair. He doesn't have blonde, spiky hair. He is
blonde in it though, or white, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So, what did you think about Matt Mixon, Grindelwald?
Once you kind of get into the film, you don't even notice.
You don't question it.
Obvious it's Grindelwald's.
Yeah.
You don't really acknowledge the change, but it's like, you don't really think about it. And he just steps into the role like he's been doing it for the last 2 films.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people will be happy with his performance. I know there's a lot of people that are like, we want Johnny Depp in this role. I get that.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair that he lost the role, but you can...
They haven't chosen the worst actor in the world. They've chosen a very talented actor to fill this role, and he does it. But I want him now in the last 2 to really make it his own. Do you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, it's obviously building up.
Yes.
So obviously in the first one, you don't really see him at all. You don't see the character Grindelwald at all.
No, you don't. That's right.
It's more... Oh, don't say like, it's Grindelwald. Oh my god.
Am I security? Am I Grindelwald? Hello. Like...
Yeah. And then obviously it builds with the second, and the third one takes it the next step.
Yeah.
And also we know there's a battle between...
Yeah, it's known in Harry Potter that there is a battle, the final battle, or the biggest battle, the main battle is between Dumbledore and Grindelwald in, I want to say like 1942. So that'll be obviously the 5th film, I assume. Yeah. I don't assume that's going to be the next one.
Well, it depends how they do it.
I mean, yeah, it depends on how this one's received as well, I guess.
You can have a time jump.
Because I think the thing that they do well in this film as well is... maybe it wasn't intentional, but I think they must be very wary of how the second one went. And I know the director's come out where the second one wasn't received very well, and he understood why. And they've done this film in a way where it sets up for the last 2 very, very well.
Yes.
But then if there isn't a last 2, you can take this one as the last one. It's not setting it up as the last one at all, but...
I would be disappointed if this was the last one.
But you could leave it
But
off.
they haven't left it on, like, a cliffhanger or anything like that. It's very much...
But it is a big... the way I see it is, it's a bit like Dune Part 1, where they finished the film with, right, this is the end of Part 1, we have set this all up, we are ready for Part 2. However, if you didn't have a Part 2, then it was like, okay... At least we got that part of the story, and that could work as a standalone kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not like Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, where you can watch one without the other, but it's either you don't get the climax, or if you watch the second one, it's like you don't get the build-up.
Yeah.
This one's very much kind of the stepping stone.
Yeah. They will definitely do Part 1 and Part 2 for the last 2, won't they?
Yeah.
It just will happen. I think the use of magic in this is really inventive as well. I think they really... change it up a little bit.
I also really like... Obviously, it's Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
But I like the link between... It's not just, oh, Niffler's there.
Yeah.
It's, no, you see more new creatures and beasts. Yeah. And they actually link to the storyline. It's not just, throwing
this for the sake of throwing it in.
Yeah. Me trying to think, so I'm just like, tigers are real, Maddy. Like, yeah, it links really nicely, and it's not like... And they're also introduced.
Yeah. They all play a part of the... And I like the fact we get to go inside Newt's case again. I didn't like that in the second film. I didn't like the fact that in the first one you see inside Newt's case and this world is created, and in this one... And in the second one, you didn't at all.
Yeah.
So I like the fact you got to see that in this one. Okay, one thing I do want to say, actually. Really like the crab dance.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with the little crab dance.
I love the fact in every one of these films they make him do a really stupid dance, but everyone was laughing in the cinema. Everyone found it great.
I love how when he's doing it, he's also dead serious.
Yeah, he takes it very like, this is what I'm bloody doing.
I need to do this. Like,
yeah. Let's wrap it up. A couple of things I will briefly mention.
Let me check my notes.
Check your notes. While you're checking your notes, I don't know.
Credence.
No, I'm going to come on to him. But one thing I will say, this will be about Tina. So if you, I'll put a
Tina
spoiler.
Turner. What?
I'll put a spoiler warning on this just to be safe.
My Tina Turner joke.
No, this is going to be full of you just going, please edit that out. So big spoiler alert for Tina. If you don't know anything about Tina in this film, skip ahead. Give you a moment. Okay, cool.
Tina dies.
She doesn't. Christ.
Well, you want them.
Tina is in this film. She is not in a lot of this film. It is quite brief. However...
That's an understatement.
However, her presence is felt throughout the film. It's not like they've just written out the character. She's referenced heavily. There's pictures of her throughout the whole thing. It feels like it was more of a she got COVID, she couldn't be there, rather than a she disagreed on set and she was kicked off.
Yeah, and it's also very much she could come back.
Yeah, I have a feeling you'll see her in the next one and the one after. I feel like this was just unfortunate poor timing, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of the spoiler. We won't talk any more about her because I know that's been very missing from promos and stuff. So I don't want to.
Credence.
It's all about Credence.
You find.
I guess.
I mean, we already know quite a lot about him, but it kind of fine tunes it.
Yeah.
If you will.
The thing I like. Again, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but they, without spoiling too much, they deal with Credence as a character in a way that can either carry on or can wrap his story up. We might see him in the next one, we might not. It depends on how the actor's currently... I know he's not in jail, but he got arrested recently, I think. Yeah, you find out a bit more about him. They don't just leave the second film's cliffhanger going, no, we're not going to do that anymore. They do address it, and they do explain it purely for the fact that, obviously, it caused such controversy. They are going to address it.
Yeah.
And they do talk about the fact he's Dumbledore, and you do find out more about that. But that is not the main focus of these films anymore. They were going to do it like that, I think. The backlash was too big, so they've gone for the route of Dumbledore and Grindelwald and that story, which I think works a lot better.
Yeah.
Than Credence. Credence is interesting, but not.
I
don't particularly care that much about him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Ezra Miller. Maybe that's not. I don't know. Guy's a weirdo. He choked his fans. So
fair play. Moving on.
Okay, so I feel like we haven't spoiled it very much. I feel like we've done all right. Final thoughts on the film.
I really enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing it again.
Okay, yeah, I think this will be much better received than the first two.
I loved the creatures.
Teddy and Pickett, Teddy the Niffler, Pickett are amazing.
There's baby Nifflers.
It's baby Nifflers.
Baby Nifflers. We love baby Nifflers.
The Niffler has, I can't talk about the scene, but has one of the best scenes in all of Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts. Just made my heart sing.
One of my favourite. It's not
this
that you're on about.
Yeah, this ain't spoiled, but you can say this.
It's not. It's just one of those little things that they add in.
And you just notice it.
Yeah, like there was a whole scene going on, and Newt's talking to a couple of different people.
Yeah.
One of them, which is Jacob,
yep.
who has his frying pan.
Yep.
And he puts his frying pan down.
Yep. And
obviously it's shiny. So the Niffler's like, I'm having a bit of that. And he just sits in this little frying pan, just gathering shiny things. And it's just so
wholesome,
pure, and cute. And it's just like they're having these conversations. Every time it flicks back to Jacob, I'm not looking at Jacob. I'm looking at this little Niffler, his frying pan with his shiny little spoons.
They know that people love him, and they know that him and Pickett steal the show. And I think Redmayne made a comment on the red carpet of how he could have his own film or their own spin-off, and I'd be like, yeah, I'd watch that. One of those, those Disney Plus shorts, so you get like Scratch Tales or Doug Days, that kind of thing. But also, Professor Hicks, Jessica Williams.
Yes, absolutely loved her.
She steals every scene she's in.
Even just her interviews in the premiere. Like, we hadn't even watched the film, and I was like, I love her
because she's such a Harry Potter fan. She's like walking, going, "I'm in the Great Hall," and it's like it's just so nice and wholesome. It's nice to see people like the whole ensemble, along with Callum Turner who plays Theseus. He's great in this. He's not just brooding over Lita. He actually, he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
The whole ensemble works great together.
I agree.
I think she's
she's not just she's just another wizard. She's got her own kind of thing about her. It's her.
Yeah, Dumbledore's chose her for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She deserves to be there in her own right. It's not just some random.
Yeah. I think the film as a whole, I don't think it's the perfect film, because there are bits I don't. There was bits I didn't particularly like as much. So, for example, nothing against the actor, but the character of Yusuf Kama, great actor, cool character, didn't particularly care for him in this film. The fact you're having to think about who he is kind of says it all as well.
No, yeah, I know who he is.
You could take
he did confuse me.
You could take him out of this film, and it wouldn't change. Really.
I know he does something, but I can't think of what he does.
We can't really get into more than that because of spoilers. I'm trying to keep it.
Oh,
do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But stuff like that, and stuff like Credence and little bits and pieces. But overall, I do think this is the strongest of the three, easily.
Yeah.
I think the soundtrack's amazing. I think the story knows where it's going now, and it knows what to focus on, which I think is going to be.
Yeah, I feel like it's brought it all together, and now it's full speed ahead.
Yeah, I think that's going to work in its favour. Okay, so we just took a little break in between recording quickly. So if there's a bit of a jump cut, just accept it and move on with your life. So,
fucking hell,
because I mean, well, thank you. Sorry, I feel really bad now, but yeah,
we just took a bit of a break.
Thank you for listening to the jump cut. Okay, but yeah, like we said, that's our thoughts on Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore. Be very interested to hear what you think about the film when you've seen the film. We'll talk about how you can get in touch at the end. But we thought it'd be quite fun at the end of this to kind of test each other on our Wizarding World knowledge. Okay, so these are just a couple of questions we thought of ourselves. Nothing.
I quickly Googled before we recorded.
I think whoever does better decides what's for dinner.
What's going to be what's in the fridge?
Yeah, but there's got to be a steak involved. No, not as in a food steak, like an actual. Like... Okay, whoever does better can decide what we watch tonight. Complete free reign.
Legally blonde.
Shit. Do we agree to the terms?
Yes. I have to shake your hand.
Okay, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Well, how many questions have you got? Because I've only got 3.
I've got 5, but I can make them 3. I'll choose my 3. I'll do... Because I've got a couple of Harry Potter and a couple of Fantastic Beasts, so I'll choose my favourites.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Okay. What is the most frequently used word in the Harry Potter books?
How is that easy? You went... I think it's really easy.
No, because when you hear the answer, you'll go...
Harry?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it is. See? I thought you were going to be like A or wand. So, okay, that's 1 to you. Okay, you next.
What's the name of Grindelwald's pet that he throws out in the second film?
Oh, I saw this earlier. I didn't do it because I thought it was going to be too hard. Oh, you get.
It's the
I love
name,
you very
not
much.
It's the name, not the actual creature, because I couldn't pronounce that.
It's the one that he has in the carriage at the start, and he looks
the
at
little
it
dragon
and he throws
thing.
it.
Little dragon lizardy.
Fuck. David. I know that's wrong.
Antonio!
I weren't far off. Okay, once you.
Antonio and David. You're saying... Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be... Alright, you know, just because of that. What were the 4 founders of Hogwarts?
The houses.
What are their names?
Do you want the first as well?
Yep.
Helga Hufflepuff.
Yep.
Slytherin's really bugging me.
You know, because this is quite a hard one. There's 4. You can have 0.5 of a point for each one you get right.
Okay,
so you've got 1. Helga Hufflepuff, that's 0.5.
Yeah. Is it Salvar Slytherin or something like that?
You know what? I'll give you that. It's Salazar Slytherin. I'll give you that.
Close enough.
That's 1 point altogether.
Gryffindor and Ravenclaw. All I can think of is, you know, when Harry goes to the ghost.
Yeah.
That. And I can't think. Gryffindor. I went Graham.
Graham Gryffindor. No.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you give up?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got another point anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena...
Helga!
Oh,
no, I've said Helga.
Said
What's the other one?
Rowena Ravenclaw.
Oh, I'm going to get that.
So it's 2 to you, 0 to me.
Yeah, but
Okay, you next.
Who's Alda? Albus? Or Aberforth? Is it Aberforth?
Yeah, Aberforth. He's also great in the film as well, I should say, but carry on.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to.
Aberforth.
Albus.
Fuck!
3 years.
Shit, you've won. Alright, in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them...
The first one.
Yeah. What is the alternate word the Americans use for muggle?
No match.
Shit.
How long was Grindelwald imprisoned in the American Ministry of Magic for?
I know the exact website you've taken these from because I looked at all of these.
Well, you should know them.
6 months.
Well done.
I'm going to turn in my Harry Potter cred card because
What
I
were
did
your
terrible.
other questions?
My other questions were, what substance is destructive enough to destroy a Horcrux when exposed?
Basilic's fang?
Basilic's venom.
Venom.
And my last one was, what magical creature is said to come to Dumbledore in times of need?
Oh, Phoenix?
A
Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Christ, watching Legally Blonde tonight. I wanted to watch Kung Fu Panda 2.
You started singing about that yesterday.
Yeah, I nearly cried singing about that, but anyway. Look, that is the end.
Do you want some more questions?
Yeah, no, give me a couple more, because I feel like I'm better than that.
Okay.
Gonna sing a song while you find the questions. So there's no dead air.
Well, I don't know this, but it's on the website. So it says, Newt is known for saying a quote. There's not even only in this fucking question. There are not strange creatures, only...
Blinker people.
Well done.
Ding.
Well done. Sorry, I'm looking for you. Which spell does Dumbledore cast to make the roof and streets foggy?
Oh, it's not Revelio. It ends in like an E. I don't know.
Well, no, really,
I don't know. What's the options?
Fagorius, Nebulous, Claudius.
Nebulous.
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah, it's the question that you gave me. So
I feel like this was unfair because I gave you more Harry Potter than Fantastic Beasts, but
we're talking about Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, I know. Shit, I've let myself down. Well, look, that's the end of this podcast. Like I said, this is going to be a podcast that, to go back to the beginning, I launched the Review Lab in 2020. It's its birthday around June time, so I'm planning to do a kind of podcast series. It's still kind of very much in development, but I thought because we had this opportunity and because we got to see this film before anyone else, it would be really cool to kind of get us to talk about it and see if you guys like it. And if you do, I might do a couple of more throw up a couple of episodes here and there in the build up to June, July time, where it might be me and you, it might be me and another friend.
Yeah, I think you have got a waiting list of people that you suggest.
But you are going to be recurring. I hope you know that, because people love you. In my life, I mean, so I'm sure people are going to love you on this as well. But
thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't try them with cakes though.
But yeah, so you might not get another episode till June, or you might get some here and there in the kind of build up. But I really wanted to kind of take this time to throw this up and kind of test the waters to see what people like or not. But yeah, before we go, we have to again plug. We have to do the basic plugs.
Yeah.
So,
for me, it's. I mean, I don't think I'm on a lot. I think it's mainly my Bobbles Bakes. So it's obviously Bobbles Bakes on Facebook, and on Instagram it's at Bobbles_Bakes. Bobbles with 2 B's in the middle.
Yep.
Because people love variations of it.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. I don't think there's...
You do like...
I have got a Twitter, but I don't use it, so don't bother following me. So.
You do like custom orders and...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it I can post. Cupcakes I can't unless you want a squished mess, which if you want, but I'm not taking responsibility.
Fair.
Yeah, like stuff I've got stuff coming up for Easter with like mini eggs, and because everyone's obsessed with mini eggs. I think.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. But you want, like you said, Facebook and Instagram, Bobbles Bake, so go and give it a follow. Yeah,
that's my main one. Don't really want you following my personal, where I just pictures of me having my breakdowns. So
yeah, please follow those. Obviously, you can find the Review Lab at thereviewlab.org. We are also on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. It's just the Review Lab everywhere. I also do another podcast with a good friend of mine, Mr. Connor J. Nagy, I should say.
Don't forget the J.
Yeah, no, I always forget the J, but it is it's like a... He knows. But we do a podcast called Two Smoking Microphones, and we are currently in the process of writing our very own Doctor Who movie. We are blocking it out at the moment. In the most recent episode that would have gone up yesterday, at the time of releasing, we have just finished blocking the entire film. It's taken us about 6 months, and now we're going to go into actually writing the script. That's very, very exciting. But yeah, you can find us there. You can, like I said, find me at the Review Lab everywhere, or Harry Young Edits on Twitter, which I say to people to follow me, and I can...
Because that's what's followed by Warner Brothers.
Oh well, yeah, they still follow me as well. They didn't like follow me and then unfollow me about the promotional stuff. They kept me followed.
This is where you just spam stuff and it's like, get rid of him.
Get rid of him, yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for clicking on, giving this a chance. Please subscribe, let us know your thoughts. Got an email, reviewlabblog@gmail.com. So if you want to email your thoughts in, that'd be great. But yeah, please get in touch. What would you like to hear? Hopefully I'll see you this time next month. Maybe I'll throw something up. I want to thank you, Maddy, for joining me. I hope you come back on, because it's lovely to get to do this with you.
My anxiety is going to settle down a lot after this. This was very anxiety inducing.
But you've done very, very well, can I say? You've done amazing.
I apologise for any sniffles and coughs. We've both got colds from insisting on standing out, waiting to see everything.
Yeah, I wondered where we got the colds from, and then I've just clocked on.
Well, I got it, and then you've got it off me.
Yeah.
Because we've seen each other.
But I'm much more dramatic when I'm ill.
Oh, yeah, you've got man flu.
Oh, careful, I'm really ill. But yeah, look, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Bye.